Hello peeps, another video today. I wasn't going to do another one until I read the comments in the last video where people, hold on, let me hold this a bit better, getting a bit upset about what I said about assisted dying. Well, it's my own personal experience. I've seen it happen a few times with my grandparents, and what they really did was just administered more morphine until they passed away slowly. And I know of several people, my friends' parents, who have died over the last few years. They've done that anyway, and they give them like a syringe thing where they just allow them to have more of the morphine to put them to sleep. That's what happens. People are in a cloud cuckoo land if they don't know that happens now on the quiet. But anyway, what I didn't want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about something else, a very controversial subject. Let me just turn around at the light. Jo Cox. Somebody mentioned Jo Cox and her sister. Now, her sister is the one who put this assisted dying bill through, and I fully am with this bill. Of course, it needs safe things, but what I wanted to talk about is Jo Cox herself. Now, I've got to be careful how I say this because this could get what's called, but I'm not going to really talk much about what happened. But this lady, I remember at the time looking into this, she was working for the government at that time. And when you look back through what was going on at the time, she was definitely put in that place in Westminster for a reason. I don't know what, but she 100% was working for all over the world doing stuff for the government, if you see what I mean. But here's something I've seen that was never brought up. And I saw this myself in my own eyes the day before the event happened. Now, if you go onto Channel 4 News, I think the video is still up there. During the referendum, Bob Geldof, there was an armada that was sailed up to Westminster. And it was basically a load of boats of fishermen sailed up to Westminster. And they were going to go outside there because of Brexit. And Nigel Farage was there. But what met him was the guy off Live Aid. Jo Cox was on his boat. There was a good few other celebrities there, but I remember seeing her there. And they were sailing around on a dinghy, shouting obscenities at Farage and all Brexiteers. I remember seeing it clear as a bell. And I looked a couple of years ago, and the video is still up on Channel 4 News. So if you ever go and have a look on Channel 4 News, they've been interviewed there, and they were calling all Brexiteers basically brainless idiots. And a day or two after this thing happened, the event. Now, why doesn't anybody mention that? Because I think that's what started it. I think that guy watched that and he thought, she's my MP calling me. That's what I think happened. But I'm not going to talk about any more of that. But you go and have a look for that. The armada that basically, when Farage and the fishermen went up opposite Parliament, you'll see Bob Geldof and a few celebrities there. And Jo Cox was with Bob Geldof. I saw it with my own eyes. And I went back and had a look at the video and I saw it there. So it should be on the Channel 4 News. You'll see it. They were interviewing her and they were trying to harass all the fishermen coming up there, and they were calling all Brexiteers names. And the event happened either the next day or the day after. I believe that something happened. They was trying to turn the referendum myself. But I won't go into that, but I think there was something going on there. But regarding her sister, we can't agree on everything. We can agree on a lot of things. We can agree on 99% of things, but I've had personal experience of this on both sides of the argument. And my personal experience is, I think doctors are doing it anyway. And the ones that are afraid to do it just leave you die for 2 weeks without any food. And I don't think that's right at all. Everybody's afraid to talk about it. Lots of people who have got this other side of the argument are mostly younger people who've never experienced it, the situation. Now, I've had it on both sides. I was looking after my father until he passed away. I was literally giving my dad heart compressions on the floor of the house and watched him die. I've seen all of this. I've seen my grandparents in hospital actually had morphine administered to them, and they passed away slowly. I've seen that. I have friends who who've had people who are dying of cancer who are given more of the morphine quietly during the last few years to have it happen as well. That's what happens in everyday life. They just need to be safe so they can do it and they're not taken to court. Because there's a majority of people are afraid to do it because of that. That's in my own opinion. Of course it needs safeguards, but if you've seen people in pain like I have myself, you will change your mind pretty quickly. So it's just a short one to show what I was on about and regarding the other matter. So go and have a look at the old archive of 2016, Channel 4 News, where Bob Geldof was on his boat, and you'll see what I'm talking about before it gets removed. Okay? Please subscribe, click down here. I'm always controversial because I'm not afraid to speak my mind even if people don't like it. Ta-da.